G'day, Dave Ellis here at the International Rugby Academy in Palmerston North. What we're going to do here now is run a simple activity by putting our backs under pressure by using the goalposts as an obstacle. What did we do on day one when we got it and we started doing our catch pass? What was one of the things I said to you guys? Pointing, hip square,
shot over the ball.
Yeah. Who don't I want you to pass like?
Grandma.
Your grandma. Have the confidence to chuck it, boys. In this space here, we can throw it. Okay, I think what's happening is some of you boys are actually running half decent lines, better than what it appears. But what you're doing then is you're throwing a lollipop. So the ball, you're popping up because we're dropping this foot down. Okay, so we're sitting back like this and we're throwing a lollipop. So just be happy, just let it should just go straight across here. Remember the power that we can generate just through here? So have the confidence to generate our power through there while we're still going that way. Catch pass is vital here because we're working in a very limited space and the boys have to receive the ball and pretty much get rid of it immediately, which is what we're trying to achieve with our flattened up backlines these days, or our flattened attacking units. This post passing activity is all about getting our backs to kind of work a little bit more under pressure. There, eh? But you threw it hard, eh? So we got out of it. I can't emphasise it enough, the importance of catch pass. It's in every part of the game. What did you do wrong? And finish down here, eh? And most of the activities that we do with the players, when it fails, it usually fails in something as simple as a catch pass. I'd repeat this in as many different environments as you can to bring different elements of pressure onto the players so they learn to react to it and learn to adapt. Primarily, the thing we need to watch the most is making sure the first players run nice and square. So sticking onto the outside of the post and holding up the opposition. That's exactly what we want to do in a game. We can move on from that for making sure that they're turning shoulders, which might be a more familiar term with a lot of coaches out there. But that would be a good place to start. Kieran, I'm standing behind you and I'm watching you go and you're kind of going, so you're all over the place, mate. Yeah. So if you lean forward, so you're almost falling, and run forward, and just all fall forward and then just go. Do that for me now. Lean forward. Where are you going? Yeah, not that way, eh? So get your weight, load yourself up, and you're just moving forward straight away. On that one. Back to this side, same setup. Okay, so this time, ball's coming from that side there. You're going to run an unders. Yep. That's the opposition, so now you attack that space. So square him up, finish on the inside. He's going to come hard under, hit him an unders line. Okay, if you go overs and he goes under, or you go straight, he's not going to have any support close. So what I want you, when you come under, I want you to come under, square up, and hit him. Getting our backs to kind of work a little bit more under pressure. Cool. So you can just hold a little bit, Eric? So what we have with the goalpost being only 5 metres away, that adds the pressure that we can have, particularly when we're low on defenders that we can use. So the pad actually fills into those roles. Spacing is pretty good for boys of this age. And what we're looking at then is the lines of running unders lines or overs lines. And later on in the progression, we'll add a player at the back. So looking at the wingers lines coming in as an extra man. It works very effective, use this at all levels. Remember yesterday when we talked about the salts, what did we say for the second guy to do? Drift out a bit. So let's come out to here, bang, hit that space late. Let it look like you're going to go out. Looks like we're going to fade, then come under. Because this situation, boys, this far out, you only have to fade to about here, eh? You don't have to fade what the hell out there, just enough, because what are we looking for? My shoulders, what do you want from me? You want that. That's what we want. So that's what we're looking for. As soon as I do that, bang, that's when we go. Yeah, that's better. Okay, that's good. Good footwork. Use your feet if you got them, buddy. Hold your run so you got a bit of pace onto it too. So you got to tell a lie with your eyes. So Logan, you're either telling the biggest bullshit in the world or you're fooling nobody. Because what you did when you were back here, you were looking straight here, bud. So if I'm the guy marking you, I'm thinking, he's going to run here. Because he's looking at it, like you are hovering and kind of waiting for that guy to get your timing. So you want to tell a lie with your eyes, mate. So you might be looking a bit out here, you talk to your mate, looking out here, boom, and then you come under. Okay? So tell a lie with your eyes. Every back should be able to do that.
Well, there are still a few things to work on. Now we can change the picture on the boys a little bit, bring in a backdoor option and just see how they can handle that situation.
Oh yeah, obvious. Why was it obvious, do you think, that you were going to get the ball out the back? Because I'm watching you, I'm defending you, right? I'm looking out the back and I'm seeing this dude. Show me what you think it looked like. Yeah. Yes, you got to look like you can get it outside of him first before you bounce. bang. What happens, you don't fool them defending and you'll show too soon. So Max would have gone and you're already showing to the bad guys. So they go, oh, there goes the winger, boom. The only thing you might have to play with is the depth, you know, so you get your pace right, but leave when he leaves, boom. Cool, it's okay getting the short ball. Ooh, so see where your angle was? What was wrong with Logan's run? How do we run a punch? Straight, remember, so we don't want to run in towards the passer, so that's what you did, but so you know how you almost ran in towards Ferg? Yeah. So you won't fool that guy, because the guy who's defending Ferg, he'll push off into you because you're in his line here. But if you're there, who you freaking out? That guy. And that's who we want to freak out, not this guy, eh? All good? Because Ferg's looking after him. So run pretty tight on that. Listen up. We're going to go backdoor, which means we're going to then hit Kian. Max, I want you to be open for an inside ball off Kian, okay? Yeah, bounce, get around the corner, just like we have to if we're doing it for real and catching it. Go, we kind of did it running like my grandmother, but you get the idea? So I just want to keep you alive, Max, eh? I want to keep you alive. If we run into dead man's alley, we lose you. Unless we're going to bounce you out to this side for our next pace. We want this guy to turn in so that he can't then move out to get our short ball. So if this guy here thinks he's pretty smart and he'll take the outside ball, then that inside's nice and open for us. But if we jam into this space, that guy can push into it. It's just a matter of those subtle lines. If we run a bad line, see how it just takes us out of the game. So I don't want us to run a bad line that we run so deeply into the opposition cover defence that we can't get back out and touch the ball again. Will we talk about two-touch rugby? If we can be alive for two-touch rugby, it's going to help us do better things. Sometimes it might be just to get there and do a clean out. Okay, other times it might be that inside ball. It might be a chance for us to then get a second touch on the outside. But if we die into these dead zones here, we're not going to be in the game. So when we do activities like this, we want to have, if we can put two guys on one guy, he has to make a decision. Okay, so if we put two players running a left and a right on one guy, he has to make a decision. We have to run positive lines, so both of you are options. If one guy runs a lazy line, which is kind of what I talked about with you, Logan, you know, that one where you don't look like a threat because you're coming on it so hard an angle, then they're going to forget about you, which means it's back to one-on-one, and they'll make the right choice, eh? We always want to put some confusion into them. Because you're a first receiver, you're never ever going to run dead straight a lot of the time, okay? But if we can run, making sure that we can at least get that guy to turn in a little bit before we throw that pass, then we've taken the cover defence out as well. Particularly teams who go inside out. If we're against the side that goes outside in, we still just need to run those positive lines though. So if you're hard enough at him, if he's coming in here, he's going to still stick, eh? Okay, so we run it as inside in and then he's going to stick, then we can throw that ball. So that space is always there, but it's only there for that long. Okay, so we need to react to it quite quick. That's why with your passing, Ferg, eh? Just get that rip going and throw it. Max, the reason why we made you turn this corner here, why was that, do you think? Yeah, because you know how you do that turn and stuff like that, it takes you out of the game. We want our midfielders in the game because you're our big ball carriers, you're our link men, okay? We've got to control those forwards in front of us, eh? If we lose you guys because you've taken off on dead man's alley, then that means we've got to bring another guy in from outside and it shortens our attack line, eh? Okay, and we don't want to do that. All right, so we all got our little jobs, we all want to stay alive. Kian, what's your work on? Stay square, eh? I know you're outside, buddy. Okay, but you need to still stay square, eh? Because if I do use you on one of these lines coming through the inside here, yeah, we don't want you to be pulling guys across. Now, it's not written in gold that you always have to run straight. 90% of the time you do run straight. But there are certain options and there's new strategies being used out there where you can run sideways. The progression of that drill went a little bit quick for some of the boys and we still need to make sure we get the fundamentals of the catch pass ironed out before we move into those other stages. But bringing in a little bit of understanding of their running lines and their patterns and shapes starts to stimulate a bit of growth amongst the boys and the conversations will change amongst them and we can then move the team forward.